So like not long ago, a friend reached out to me telling me he's really finding it hard to blend yellow color or create a flyer using a yellow color, because it's somehow like going to be a plain color and all that. So I decided to post this video of a flyer I have made, okay, and share it with the family here on YouTube. Kindly forgive me for not posting for this while. I've been very busy and tired, really tired. Okay, so I decided to create this flyer for everyone to make good use of. Okay, this is going to be more of straight to the point. Okay, just as I started and I'm doing my voiceover, I'm going to be explaining some necessary details, okay, that is supposed to be explained. And as we reach to point where we are not supposed to waste time, I'll just speed out everything and we won't waste time. Okay, so this was just the background color gradient. Okay, this is a yellow gradient, and then as it was displayed, just simple as that. So this is going to be like a not beginner friendly. When I say not beginner friendly, if you are actually in this new to this in Photoshop industry or designing industry, and you are new to Photoshop and you do not know how to use the tools, okay, this video is not going to really be for you, because you're going to find it difficult. So you can watch other full videos that I have created in the past and then start from there. So this very image for the background, I'm adding the Gaussian blur because it's actually supposed to be a little blurred to my liking. That is why I actually blurred it. There's no other reason for that. Okay, so from here I just brought in this very sunny image, and if you are used to my channel, you know that I really love designing with the sun or lights popping out from the background on the models or men of God or everything. So I really love such design, and it really gets me going. And I think if you incorporate if you add this style to your designing method, it's going to really upgrade your level of creativity too. Okay, so I just added it, and you know, as we always do, you just have to clear the sharp edges, and that is what I'm doing. Sorry for my brush tool not showing because my recorder isn't really displaying that, but I'm using the brush to clean and unclean the middle parts, some of the parts in the middle. Okay, so that is more like it. And I'm always good with displaying how I went about with my background, so that anybody that is watching can also develop a new skill from it. Okay, so you can also build your own background for your flyers. Okay, so this was actually more of the flyers, and I always do this when I'm recording. It's not as perfect as this, as I'm doing it straight to the point like this. No, when you're designing, you add this image, you add that image, you add another image, and until you find the best image that is actually suiting the design, or the best should I say texture that actually suits the design, or best color that suits the design, that is when you settle with. I didn't just come off and then I had it in my head that, oh, I should add this flyer, I should add this particular texture first, this texture second. No. You try them out. You try them. First one won't work well. If second one, you bring in second one. If second one doesn't work, you add another background image and you put in the blend modes. And if that doesn't work, you try a couple of them and see what's best suits the particular design. And when you drop a particular image and it suits the color you have taken, you will know, and your instincts will just tell you this is just right for this particular background. I hope you get it. So that's more like it. And I'm really going to advise, if you are going to be designing, you should really design using this background method, because it's going to really help make your design really simple, and also you don't have to use shadows and other things. Okay, you can just leave the text there like that without any shadow, and it'll be popping out really good. Okay, and that's more like it. So this is what I did. I made sure I sent the hashtag 1 below the model, this lady, and then I made a duplicate and placed it above her layer, and then I made sure I reduced the fill, went to the blending option. I'm going to add a stroke, so that the stroke is rather going to show up on top of her like this. Okay, I gave it a white color, and then I'm going to reduce the size of the stroke image, because so it shouldn't be anything big, broad. Okay, mostly if you are designing for online stuff, you shouldn't be making your stuff really gigantic, mostly when it comes to the details. Okay, and certain vital information that are supposed to show very cute. You shouldn't really put it's like making it big on the flyer. Okay, so that it will become very attractive. So stick to using very smaller sizes when you are designing for online stuff. Okay, online stuff. All right, then I just cleared the other side of the stroke just because I needed the focus to be on her face, and that is more like it. So here I'm going to add the necessary details, and this is going to be more of typing and other stuff. Okay, so from here I'm going to just talk my way through and speed up the process, because we don't have to waste time typing and just going through all of this. Okay, just as I have done it, just putting this text on there like that. All right, as I said, all this didn't just build up at once as I am recording, because when you're about to start a design, you do not have everything in mind until you start adding up certain you see, that's where your creativity comes in. When you add something and it is not really showing well or doing well on the flyer, you just have to know that, oh, this is not just looking nice. The same way, if you see a flyer that isn't nice, you know. When you go out and you see a flyer that isn't attractive, you know that this flyer, the person has really tried, but it's not there. It's not catching your eye. That's more like it. So it's like you just have to combine certain images, certain colors before it really picks up like that. Okay, so you are not going to fully know the flyer until you start adding or start creating it. Okay, no designer on earth is having the kind of flyer he wants in mind until he starts thinking about how his design should look. Unless you're going to sample a flyer you have seen online, that's different. That's when you know the end goal of whatever you're going to do. But if something you're going to start from scratch and without looking at any sample, for that you are going to have to struggle a bit creating or combining a little stuff to create the background, to start from the background and build your way up to adding the font and being stylish and everything with the colors and even the colors for the font won't even add up, because you just have to try out what is going to make your design what is going to make the design attractive or simple. So depending on how you want to go with. Okay, so somebody would love to go with simplicity or simple flyer, and that's fine. You just have to go taking simple colors. Somebody also want to go with go aggressive. No, just find combining colors and a whole lot of complicated colors onto the design, and most of the times such designs are very attractive too, you know, but you just have to know how to work with your colors. You just have to know how to work with your colors. So this is more like and arranging your text on the flyer to has to be in a certain pattern. If you are tilting it and arranging it in a centered method. If it is going to be vertical, it's going to be vertical in a certain alignment. Okay, so it depends. You can do whatever. Just feel free to edit your flyers as you want. Do as you please, because at the end of the day, the creativity of the flyer is supposed to come from your mind, and it has to be beautiful to you too. So how you please and how you want it, it should be what you should do. So if there is a flyer design and you think you want to design, just do it. Feel free. Do you. Just do you. Always do you. And if you're a beginner too, I would suggest you take a sample flyer online, design it, and now let go of it and try to design without even watching that sample flyer, and see how best you can come out with your own design without the sample flyer anymore. So as at that time, you should be able to know what it took to design such a flyer, and the resources needed to design such a flyer. So in this video, I'm going to put the resources in the description for you to download, just so that you can also have access to all these files, so that you can actually come up with a design on your own. So this is more like so as at here, I decided to put this here so that I can place this letter on there. So it's more like the name, the reason, and like the action. The action for the reason. I don't know if somebody is getting me, but it's more like that. So if you want to be creative, I'm going to suggest you start doing graphics your own way. This is a custom shape I have, and it's an arrow I choose. Yeah, so this is more like and I just brought it down here just so that it just points at the ass and gives it more details, like put more emphasis on it, like pointing on it like that, just as it is. So this is more like it. So if you are designing, you should be more of yourself than ever. So from here, I just decided in mind that with how her hand is showing, I wanted to feel like she's snapping her hand to, that was the narrative, she's snapping her hand to bring out that particular text design effect I'm going to put right there. So I wanted to feel like she snapped her hand for that to happen. So that was the mindset of putting or the narrative for putting that particular text and shape right there. Okay, so that it feels like that. And sometimes too, you have to have a reason, a story to tell for certain actions in your designs. If there's no story behind it, even if you are selling a product, people are not really interested in the product like that. But the story behind the product is more enjoyable to consume than the product itself. I don't know if you get me. So I'm going to really put this in graphic designer and tell you that you should have a narrative. What you want your design to feel like, look like, come out like. So once you have that in mind, you can go ahead and start formulating. Now you have placed the background in your mind that this is how you want it to be, and now you have to bring it out. Now it's in your head, but you have to bring it out to the page. Okay, you have to make it be felt. It's not like building something in your mind and now bringing it out for people to feel it. So let's say I'm a mason and I have a design, a house. Should I say architecture? Okay, I'm a mason and I have this house design in mind and I really want to bring it out. It won't be felt until it is out. So until it is out, it's in your mind. No one is seeing it. That's why I'm putting much emphasis on everyone being themselves on the page. Once you open the file, you set your new page. Be yourself. Do you at all times. Because once you are doing you are being yourself. It is there you are going to know your mistakes. You are going to know your flaws. You are also going to know your weakness and your strengths. So you can build on them. You can't improve without mistakes. You can't improve without starting from scratch. You have to fail. You have to. In fact, you lose hope. But in all this, you have to make sure you are still in touch with your motive, with the design concept, with whatever you have in mind, whatever goal you have in mind. You just have to make sure you have it in touch. You have it in mind. You are not letting go of it. So this is just what I'm going to leave you guys with. And I would really love to see you guys come out special and good. And also, as always, I'm simplicitykboat. I love you all, and this is another tutorial. And as I always do at the end of every flyer, I make sure I add this effect, camera raw effect, by adding the features, composure, contrast, shadows. You see, all this actually enhances the colors. It makes them nice, and the outcome becomes really awesome. So thank you guys for watching. I hope this video helped you. If it did, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you